In this video, we're going to be using PAA Clubguy and the Gold Monkey Straight Razor with a brand new edge. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And as mentioned before, today we're going to be using PAA Clubguy, and this smells like Pinaud Clubman. So if you're familiar with that, that's what this smells like. We'll put the notes for you right there. Scent strength right at medium on this one. The consistency of this soap is not super soft, but not hard either, kind of in the middle. Comes to you for $14.95 for 4 ounces, and on our cost chart there, that's $3.73 an ounce, which is a good price. We'll show you the ingredients right there. And today we're also going to go with a little bit of ice tube to kick off a little cooling today. We have standard 24 hours growth. Let's go ahead and apply the pre-shave right after we mentioned the razor today, which is a Gold Monkey. I don't know the model number on this one because it's not listed on the razor, but I got this one from the Stallion and I re-honed it. Thank you, Stallion, for gifting this to me. I was just looking for another gold dollar to hone, and we'll talk about honing that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and get some moisture on the face, and we'll apply our ice tube, which is again from PAA. And it's pre-shaved with some menthol in it, so we'll add a little cooling to the Clubman this morning. Hope you all are doing wonderful today. So this particular razor, and it is often the case with gold dollar type razors, came with the spine was not even on it. Now the Stallion had already honed it, but he used some rolling strokes to sort of account for the difference in the spine, and I'll show you a picture there. So there you see the edge there with a Sharpie. And so when I put that to the stone, you can see there on that photo that it wasn't hitting the entire edge. So what I had to do is take off the high spot, which I'll show you right there. There was a high spot on one side. And so I took it down to a very low grit stone and sort of worked the spine down so it would set flat on the stone. But like I said, the Stallion had sort of accommodated. You can do it one of two ways. You can either remove the high spots, or you can sort of modify your stroke so you can pick up the entire edge. For me, it's easier just to it's easier just to take off the high spots so the razor will lay completely flat, because trying to account for that when you're a novice and hit that entire edge is kind of difficult. But anyway, we took that one all the way down to the Shapton 320 to sort of even that spine out a little. And then we went to the Chaucer 1K, Shapton Glass HC 4K, Shapton Glass HC 8K 9NY12, and finally our Suhiro 20K. So we'll see if we've done a decent job today with the edge. We certainly hope so. The brush for today is Saville. I think this is 3328, which was gifted to me by Scott, the Peaceful Shaver. Thank you, Scott. This brush is crazy soft, and I absolutely love it. For that reason, for my use case, which is not to scrub my face a lot with a brush. I scrub my face in the shower, as I often say. I don't want a knot that pushes back a lot. I just want it to yield and apply the lather to my face. Most importantly, let go of the lather. If it doesn't let go of the lather easily, I don't like it. Now this one does. And so that is great. And I'm getting some of that cooling from the ice tube, which is wonderful. Very thick this morning. Let's apply a little bit of hydration there just to get a little bit more moisture in the mix. This is the regular CK formula, not the CK6, and I find this to be more than adequate. Slick, lathers easily, no problem. And as you can see there in the lather, the badger hair is a little thicker, so you'll get sort of lines in it sometimes. And I'm not gonna spend all day painting that out, make it perfect. We just want a nice slick platform for a razor to glide on, and that is really the key. This stuff smells great. If you like Pinaud Clubman, you'll like this scent. It's pretty much that simple. Okay, let's dry our hands and see how we did on this Gold Monkey edge, which again was re-honed. Feels pretty good so far, but we'll see how it goes on the neck. Hopefully it continues to feel good. My neck is more sensitive, so usually I can feel a lot more how the edge is on the neck. And I can tell you this edge right here feels pretty good, but I wouldn't say it's my best. There's a little bit of a roughness to it, which I don't really care for. But it's cutting okay. But I would say this one will go back on the stones just because it's not quite as smooth as I would like. So we'll do some refinement on this, but we'll use it today and see how it feels overall. But this one here has just a slight bit of roughness to it. But it is cutting okay. It's sharp enough, but this one I need to refine a little bit and just work on it a little bit. And I expected that might be the case because, like I said, the spine was quite uneven and it wouldn't lay flat on the stone. And I did some correcting on it, and I think I did okay, but I can use a little bit more work on this one, you can just tell. But it's not so bad that I would stop the shave. If it was very rough and uncomfortable, I'd stop the shave, but this one is one of those that it's not bad, but it's not up to my standard. So we'll work on this one a little bit and see if we can make some improvements, which is, I think, always the case when you're honing, especially when you're new at it. You want to continue to tweak and make improvements, or at least I do. Every time I try one of my blades, one of my edges, I come away thinking, okay, I can do better. I think I can eke out a little more sharpness, or I can refine that and make it a little more smooth. And so no different today. All right, very, very nice. I would say good edge, not great. Needs a little bit of work, and we'll do that. We'll make sure we take it back to the stones and finesse it. And that's no problem. That's really what it's all about. In my opinion, in my limited experience with honing, is just trial and error, just trying things to see what you like. And this is one we'll go back and do some more experimentation with, and we'll come up with a better result, or one that what I need out of this one is just a little more smoothness. And so we'll work on that, and that'll give me something to work on. I did hone 2 other razors yesterday, so we'll be using them, of course, this week. And we've been alternating, straight razor shave, DE shave for the most part. I think it's a nice change of pace. You do a straight shave, you have to concentrate a little more, at least I do. Then you do a DE shave, and it's pretty mindless, at least for me, because I don't feel I have to be nearly as careful, although I would caution that you always need to be careful anytime you have a blade of any kind on your face. But with straights, it requires another level of concentration. I can't concentrate. You have to take it up 1 notch, I'd say, on concentration, just to make sure you're not coming in too hot or just getting careless. Whereas with a DE, it's mostly autopilot for me at this stage. And maybe the straight shaving will one day approach that mindless level. But I always feel like with any sort of open blade, I think you have to be on your toes and just remaining mindful, because they're certainly not as forgiving as a DE. As long as you don't go crossways like this with a DE, you're usually okay. You can get away with a lot. But with a straight, too much pressure, coming in too hot, wrong angle, there are many, many more ways to end up cutting yourself. And so you have to be careful with that, or at least I feel like I do. And I would caution you to always use care. And for me, it's mostly when I'm putting the blade to my face, just making sure I'm not coming in at too steep an angle. That's the time where I have nicked myself more than not. So just be careful there. And as you can tell, there's some feedback there from this hollow grind, which I really like. This Clubguy, by the way, really nice. Again, if you like Pinaud, Clubman, just the classics sort of barbershop scent, you'll probably like this. Very nice. And we are definitely, I think, cutting pretty well. I just want to eke out some smoothness on this blade. Just get it to be a little bit smoother. And almost, when you get it right, I think, and this is just my feeling, or when I get a blade to my liking, it almost feels like it's not cutting. It's blowing through the hair so easily that you don't feel anything. And right there, that feels great. But there are parts of this edge that I can tell I just didn't get as much as I would like. But overall, I think it did a pretty fair job. It's passable, but it's not. This is one that, and I keep a journal now of every blade I hone, what I honed it with, and how I did it. And I'll mark this one as needs improvement, not quite as smooth as I would like. And then we'll go back to the drawing board with it and work on it. And the nice thing about that is when you get it right, there's a great sense of accomplishment. So when you have one, okay, that one was just okay, and then you take it back to the stones and come back, and it's a lot better. You're like, okay, I see what I did there. So that, I think, is quite enjoyable. And hopefully, if you're new to honing and taking it on, that you're having great experiences. There is a lot of trial and effort work. There's just no way around it. You just have to experiment. And what someone else prefers, you may not. Even the type of edge that you prefer may, vary wildly from someone else. And that doesn't mean it's wrong. Doesn't mean it's a bad edge. It's just different. All right, very nice. Really not bad. The soap is certainly doing its job. I got it a little bit thick, but it's still providing that slickness that I need. I think the regular CK formula from PAA is quite good. Does everything I need it to do all the time. I don't really need any better quality than this. And so when they have the CK formula in a soap that I'm buying from PAA, I'll generally buy that first, unless it's, maybe something special edition. I do like that he's added the sort of holographic labels to his CK6 as sort of a special thing when you're among the first, I don't know, usually 50 or 100, whatever. I think that's pretty cool. It's another bonus. And you do get 5 ounces with the CK6, but quality-wise, I think this one is just fine. Now, again, if you don't see a perfect sheen on the lather, it doesn't look quite as good as normal. It's because, this is a Badger, and I'm just not as adept at lathering with Badger. But I do like the feel of this Badger very much. It's very soft. It's not really pushing back. And it's great for painting, which I like. But again, I think the bristles on Badger are generally thicker. And so I think that's part of the reason why synthetics oftentimes will bring the lather a little easier and let go of it easier, because the bristles, I think, are a little bit thinner. And, whereas you can see the lines there with this brush, you don't see it quite as much with synthetics. But either way, they do the job, and whatever you prefer is fine. Okay. I could actually use a little more water in that, but that's okay. We'll just finish it up right there, because I don't need to be going all day long. I got lather all over my shirt. I'm making a big mess. What is new? All right, let's cut this back a little bit and get on with the third and final pass. We've had a good run so far, and we hope to continue. Just remember, keep your hands dry, and always be cognizant of when you're bringing the blade to your face, not to come in too steep or hot, By steep, I mean just the angle, and by hot, I mean too hard. So you don't really need to come in with a bunch of velocity, just easy going. Try to bring it in, you know, a little more flat. And then you can rotate it out to your preferred cutting angle, whatever works best for you. And I say whatever works best for you because it's like everything else. Find the method that works best. Generally speaking, the conventional wisdom is about a spine length off your face is about where the angle should be held, but you do you. And if you enjoy doing something different, then do that. And I find with wedge grinds, it's a little bit different. You might have to open it up just a little bit because of the grind, but that's just me. Other people may disagree with that. That is okay. Let's come in here and scoop out a little bit in front of the ear. As you can see, it's quite thick there on the lather today. The PAA soap lathers really easily. It's not a finicky soap. Very nice, no problem there at all. Like I said, the edge is cutting well. We need to smooth this out a little bit. I don't know if I'll go all the way back down to bevel set with this one. Maybe I will just for the heck of it and just kill the edge and go all the way back down. It could probably use a little more spine correction. And again, a good tip for figuring that out is just color the edge with a Sharpie and take a few strokes on the stone. And if it's not removing that Sharpie across the entire edge, then it's not setting flat on the stone. So you're either going to have to incorporate for that in your stroke and roll it a little bit or what have you, or work the spine to where it is flat. Scoop out there a little bit. Very nice. You can hear it cutting a little bit there. Got lost in the shade there for a moment. That's nice. Nice and relaxing. It's really fun. That's why I do it every day. You just sometimes get caught up in that sort of zen, the sound of that cutting, the feeling of it. Feels great. All right, let me rinse, then we'll come back, get into the post. Stay tuned. And all right, we are back in off cam. We did a warm water rinse, followed that with the alum, just a little bit of stinging there. So that blade wasn't quite as smooth as we would like. It passed, but I can do better, so we will. We followed the alum with the cold water rinse, then our magic made by witches, Thayer's Cucumber. Had an excellent shave today with Clubguy. Smells like Pinaud Clubman, so check it out if you please. The gold dollar, actually gold monkey. Again, we'll go back to work on this edge and smooth that out a little bit and we'll bring it back. The Saville row was very nice today. We're gonna finish it out with just Clubman Pinaud, just decanted into a glass hot sauce bottle because, you know, some folks, including me, thinks it improves the scent just a little bit, getting it out of that plastic. And let's apply it to the face and we're off to the races and we'll be having a great day, and I hope wherever you are, you have great shaves and a great day as well. Thanks so much for joining me. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way, and as always, God bless.